To the man who was once the most feared figure in all of hip-hop. But here he is now, Suge Knight, a former rap powerhouse, collapsing in court, where he's facing a murder charge. The man who built an empire, founding Death Row Records, now facing life in prison, and ABC's Brandy Hitt is on the story.
When Suge Knight was handed 28 years by the judge, his ops must have been dancing like Diddy did in the music videos from the 90s and early 2000s. Diddy was definitely one of those enemies in 50 and Dr. Dre and Snoop. The list goes on and on, however, in recent years, 50 Cent and Suge Knight have found common ground and a common enemy in Diddy. But if the recent rumors are anything to go by, the Death Row boss might be in serious danger because 50 Cent just sent a disturbing letter to Suge Knight in prison. So what are we dealing with here? How much danger are we talking about? And can Suge Knight escape this before it is too late? 50 Cent v. Suge Knight.
It's funny because he showed up in the club video shoot. He came, it was like, Suge's outside! Suge's outside! Everybody like, he was running, drop, like, man, everybody going, I'm in front of the camera like this.
Now, make no mistake, 50 and Suge might have found common ground, but that doesn't mean they're friends. Hell no. As recently as 2019, 50 Cent called Suge a fat boy. But context matters here because it was in the caption of a video he posted on Twitter. In the video, revealed how he helped keep his people out of prison, and 50 Cent would write in the caption, "Fat boy, looked out for on the low," so it was kind of respect wrapped up in a disc, and as much as Suge dislikes 50, he can at least stomach the candy shop career shenanigan. The one person he can't bear to see thrive, though, is Diddy. And that is because their feud runs deep and far back to the 1990 SA time, when both music execs were at the height of their careers. Suge Knight, the co-founder of Death Row Records, and Diddy, the founder of Bad Boy Records, were two of the most influential figures in the rap industry. But their clash was not just about music. It was a battle for power, control, and respect. Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records were not just record labels, they were empires. Suge Knight and Diddy were not just execs, they were moguls. And with their immense success came a hunger for dominance. Both Suge Knight and Diddy wanted to be at the top of the rap game, and they were willing to do whatever it took to get there. Suge Knight was known for his intimidating presence and his non-nonsense attitude. He was not afraid to speak his mind and call out anyone who crossed him. Diddy, on the other hand, was a master of branding and marketing. He knew how to create a buzz around his artists and himself, often inserting himself into their music videos and ad-libs. The tension between Suge and Diddy reached its boiling point at the 1995 Source Awards. In a moment that would go down in rap history, Suge took the stage and publicly dissed Diddy and his bad boy imprint. His words were sharp and direct, aimed at Diddy's involvement in his artist videos and music.
Artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star. Don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
That famous Source Award speech where Suge got up there and he said, dancing all in the videos and all that. Did you thought that was you immediately, or it had to hit you later?
I really couldn't believe it because homeboy, me and him were friends.
Well, from all indications, it was clear that Suge was looking for an enemy. And this is ignoring the whole fiasco involving Pac in the shooting. The fact was, he had chosen Diddy as his enemy. And that's why he made a call for artists to join Death Row Records, where they would supposedly have more creative freedom and control over their own careers. But you'll know all of that was CT, not for either of them, because Diddy would go on to ruin a lot of black careers and Suge had ruined a whole lot of heirs. However, in the aftermath of Suge Knight's public diss, several artists did make the move to Death Row Records, seeking refuge from what they perceived as Diddy's overbearing presence. This further fueled the rivalry between Suge Knight and Diddy as they competed for talent chart success and ultimately the title of the rap industry's top mogul. Over the years, the feud between Suge Knight and Diddy played out in the media, with both artists taking shots at each other through interviews, social media posts, and even their music. The tension between them became a spectacle, captivating fans and industry insiders alike. And for a moment, it looked like Diddy won when Death Row went under it. Looked like Diddy had the last laugh, and especially when Suge Knight got arrested and was thrown into jail in recent times. 50 Cent joined the group chat, reigniting the the feud between Schneid and Diddy. Not like Chever needed help with dissing Diddy, 50 Cent has even taken to social media to share videos of comedian and Eddie Griffin roasting Diddy over assault allegation, adding a new dimension to the beef.
Nigga, that 50 Cent is the most pettiest. Ain't this nigga petty, nigga? He be with this every day, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Become a new charge.
Because if you follow his Twitter account, you know most of his claims about assault are mostly directed to a former ally, Dr. Drew. But seeing Diddy get wrapped up in this mess, because in the event Diddy ever gets indicted or convicted, he'd get jail time, and for once Suge would be the one getting the last laugh. And it's kind of tragic because Diddy, like Suge, was once hailed as a visionary and a trailblazer in the rap industry. Now he was dead center of serious allegations. Multiple women and even men have come forward accusing him of sexual assault and trafficking. As you would expect, the allegations have left Diddy's reputation in a mess. One of the most high-profile cases involved Cassie, a former artist signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy accusing him of turning her into his sex slave, among other extremely serious forms of abuse. A few days after the lawsuit was filed, Diddy settled with Cassie, paying a significant sum of money to resolve the matter. This swift settlement raised eyebrows and fueled speculation, further tarnishing Diddy's reputation. 50 Cent never wanted to shy away from controversy, seized the opportunity to reignite his feud with Diddy in light of the allegations. He took to social media, posting scathing comments and memes suggested that Diddy's quick settlement was an admission of guilt. 50 Cent's relentless pursuit of justice and his refusal to let Diddy off the hook have only added fuel to the fire. In the wake of the allegations, Diddy made the decision to step down as the chairman of Revolt, a media company he founded. This move was seen by many as an attempt to distance himself from the scandal and salvage what was left of his reputation. However, it also raised questions about the future of his career and the impact these allegations would have on his legacy. 50 Cent never want to miss an opportunity, publicly offered to buy Revolt, further taunting Diddy and capitalizing on the turmoil surrounding him. This bold move by 50 Cent only added to the tension between the two rap icons and intensified the public scrutiny on Diddy. But we all know why 50 is doing what he's doing. We know why he's after Diddy. What is not immediately obvious is why 50 would give about Suge, and maybe more importantly, why Suge would even need his help in the first place. Well, I think the answer to that last one is pretty obvious, because if you've been following the Death Row boss lately, then you know that Suge Knight can't keep his mouth shut. Shut up, Knight.
If you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well, that seems
don't happen.
bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no.
You have to understand that one of the things she did better than making good music through the 9s and into the 2000s was making enemies. In fact, his musical philosophy, his life's philosophy, was all about crushing his enemies. Enemies you could argue he didn't need to have in the first place. Now, one of the enemies he sustained over the years used to be an ally, Snoop Dogg. During the height of Death Row Records' success, Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg formed a close bond. Snoop Dogg, born Calvin Cordo's abroad, Jar burst onto the music scene with his iconic debut album Doggy Style, which was released under Death Row Records in 1993. Snoop Dogg's smooth flow and laid-back style quickly made him a fan favorite, and his collaborations with artists like Dr. Dre and Tupac solidified his status as one of the most respected rappers of his time. Knight, that did that man change your life forever. He changed my life forever. Knight was one of the best that I ever ran across in my life, for the simple fact that he was so honest, so real, so true, and so passionate about Def and about his artist and about us becoming who we are. But then she's violence became too much for Snoop. Now, no one who's a true student of hip-hop would doubt Snoop Dogg's street credentials. Before he got into the industry, he'd always been a bona fide gang. Before becoming a central player in West Coast gangster rap, Snoop was an affiliate of the Rolling 20s Crips and served prison time for drug possession while still a teenager. This is why you could say he was even more gangster than Pac was, because by comparison Pac had a soft upbringing, and he didn't have all of that violence in his background to keep him jaded enough from pursuing it in his adulthood. Snoop was jaded. He knew the violence and he wanted none of it, especially after he was acquitted of a murder charge in 1996. This incident in particular had a reformatory effect on him, and especially after Pac and Biggie got killed, Snoop began and actively pursuing peace. And if that mean extending an olive branch to Diddy, Sue's sworn enemy, then he'd do it.